Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube channel video thingy. Welcome back to my channel. I'm quite sick. For those of you who have been following along slightly, back from Australia, all went well. Thank you everyone for the best wishes. It went pretty good considering. But we come back to Texas and I have awful allergies. So here we are. I don't feel well. I didn't sleep much and I'm stuffy. So if you can hear it, sorry, thank you for your patience. Let's dive in. Got lots of questions coming in. And I want to take a second to thank you guys for emailing them to me and commenting below. A lot of them coming through emails. So I have a little folder here called Listen to Questions where I save them all and I'm going through them in chronological order. First in, next out. So your question will probably get answered. And you can send that to me, danny@thehasociety.com, or comment below. Both I get email notifications for the comments. I save them in the folder, so they're all the same. So comment or email, do what you want. Thank you. Okay, let's dive in. All right, Nicole asks, hi, my name is Nicole. I'm 21 and I believe that I am suffering from HA. Not only have I not had a period for almost 2 years after coming off of hormonal birth control and losing weight, 15 pounds, but at the beginning of this year, in 2023, I started developing chronic digestive issues in the form of constipation. My question is, how do I know that these are related or if they're separate things? I want to eat more, but it's hard when I'm constantly feeling distended from not going to the bathroom for multiple days. Do I address the digestive issues first and then the hormonal aspect? Or do you believe that this is something that could improve with the improvement of my hormones? For reference, my estradiol and progesterone are both in the postmenopausal range and my cortisol is extremely high. I saw that on my Dutch test. I am no longer working out besides on occasional 30-minute walks, but other than that, I'm not tracking my steps or training like I used to. I'm trying to incorporate stress-relieving activities, but I don't feel stressed. I'm very discouraged and wish that at least one of my symptoms would start moving in the right direction because it feels like I can't address one without getting rid of the other first. Thanks for your time, and I love the podcast. Okay, thanks for your email, Nicole. This is a really good one. I feel you. First off, I'm going to address that I almost always address this when someone says it. If you're suffering from HA, I just tend to feel like HA is not really a disease that is happening to you. It's something that we cause to ourselves and that our body is suffering from our past actions. And I feel like that's a helpful reframe sometimes when we start to feel a little bit like a victim of this whole situation. What we are a victim of is chronic dieting and diet culture, but our body is suffering from that. So you basically have a lot of symptoms and you're not sure, is this a post-pill symptom or is this an HA symptom? And the truth is, like many things, we don't really know. I said at the beginning of this show, I have allergies. What do I have an allergy to? I'm not really sure. Something in Texas. And I really want to know what it is so I can either eliminate it or move somewhere where it doesn't exist. But I can't do that. It's not in my control and I might just get an allergy somewhere else. This is pretty much how it goes for all of these, these medical issues. Chicken or the egg. Do I have this because I have HA? Did my HA cause me to have it? Do I have this because I had the pill, or do I have this because I was on the pill, or do I have this because I have HA? It's hard to know, and you'll probably drive yourself crazy trying to understand which is which, when the reality is it's probably all of it combined as a perfect recipe, which makes your specific recipe of symptoms yours, right? It's what makes you unique. So I'm going to say it doesn't matter, because your question here is, do I address digestive issues first and then hormonal aspect? You do both, right? If you need to poop, you need to poop. So we can do things that help us poop if you have any ideas what those are. making sure you're hydrated. I like to ask people as well, do you take the time to poop just really quick? You know, I've come across people where they're like, I'm constipated, I can't poop. And then we go through their daily routine and they get up at 6 a.m. and leave by 6:30 and they get home late at night and go straight to bed. And a lot of people aren't comfortable pooping at work. So did you even have an environment to go to the toilet, first and foremost? And then if so, okay, let's get probably electrolytes up, you know, like baseline foundational stuff for people is make sure you're getting enough potassium, sodium, magnesium. With our constipation clients, usually there's a big deficiency in electrolytes, generally with all of our HA clients. So we tend to get them on there and that can help. So maybe try that if you're not doing that already. Could be something to look at, which would be adrenal cocktails. You can Google recipes or you can buy LMNT powder or Element, whatever you want to call it. But that's a good start. And be doing both, right? Because HA is a food issue vastly. A lot of the problem is a food intake issue. So you can't decrease your food intake or make, you know, unhelpful changes to your food intake to resolve your digestive issues, because your digestive issues may be being caused by a lack of caloric intake. A lot of people have poor digestion and sluggish bowel movements and constipation because they don't have the energy intake to have that bodily function firing on all cylinders, right? It's not likely that the only thing downregulated in our body from our nutrient deficit is our reproductive hormones and everything else is working optimally. No. So we always address the nutritional changes, and you have to go through it. You don't just start eating more and magically feel comfortable. You have to go through it. You have to go through the changes that come with, and the discomfort that comes with recovery. It's just not that pleasant. But it's short-lived if you can push through it. And I totally understand eating more whenever there's a reason why it feels uncomfortable to do so, like you're not even hungry or you are feeling bloated or, you know, whatever. And that's where recovery happens, is in the discomfort, moving out of your comfort zone and allowing yourself to experience bloat and things like that. But definitely just make sure you're getting some electrolytes in first and foremost, and that you're eating plenty of animal fat, basically a good mix of all three macronutrients. I think it would be interesting to see for you what your food log looks like. Often we can get a lot of clues, like, oh, well, of course you're not pooping because you're only eating fruit. You know what I mean? So maybe even get a review. We can do consults. We do one-time consults for people where we also do a food review, so it's pretty non-committal. So you can look on our coaching page. The link is in the description. And, you know, even just consider having us take a sort of one-time session, look at everything that you're doing and help you with those symptoms and kind of where to start and what to focus on. So I hope this was helpful. I don't want to leave you just feeling like you still don't have any idea where to start. Basically, focus on HA, expect some discomfort. When you eat enough and when it's balanced and when you're filling those nutrient gaps, you should start to see the digestive issues resolve. But if you're having a specific reaction to a specific food, it's okay to avoid one or two things here and there. But when you're doing a full like AIP protocol or elimination diet and recovery, that's too much. That's a no-go. And we probably also, you know, if you were like wanting to do specific testing for it, I would probably recommend a hair tissue mineral analysis just to see what you're super deficient in. It would probably be the best way to get to the bottom of digestive issues through lab testing. Okay. I feel like we have time for another one. Okay, Emily. You know what? Emily's is mega long. Let's save hers for one video. Okay. Miriam? Sorry, forgive me. You have an exotic name. You're obviously Dutch, I think, based on your email address. So, thank you for your wonderful content. I love your channel and have learned so much from you already. Thanks. My question is, do you think it's possible to have a lighter form of HA or to be on the HA spectrum? I do have monthly bleeds. However, coming off the pill 2 years ago, my periods have been very light and short. They start and end with spotting, and I only have 1 day of a medium flow. I remember that before the pill, they were pretty heavy and 5 days long. This light period doesn't seem normal to me. This month, I also started tracking my BBT, and my temperatures are pretty low, around 7.2 Fahrenheit. I am yet to find out if I'm actually ovulating. I do have a long history of disordered eating since the beginning of my teenage years. I'm 33 now, and I lost my period for a couple of months as a young teenager. I just recently started eating and resting more after watching your videos. I know that in order to have HA, one must have at least 3 missed periods. However, if one's bleed is not an actual period, would that count as HA as well? For reference, my height is 153 centimeters. I'm around 50 kilos. Question of the week or the month. I like this question a lot, and I don't think we've addressed it. Absolutely, HA is a spectrum, and who we're talking to is not exclusively people who don't have a period. You're so right. And like, side tangent, but you know, a lot of women I speak to are like, oh, but so-and-so can do this much exercise and they can get away with that. And then my friends have their period, and I'm like, show me their chart. Like you said, does it start and stop with spotting? The period's always light. Are you even ovulating? Are your cycles always 21 days long? It's really easy to just imagine and assume everyone else doesn't have HA, but only you do because you suck. No, it is totally a spectrum. Some of us completely lose the period, maybe even easier than others. And some people, it's a long process, and or their body will just like hang on with a pinky finger, but they're absolutely on the spectrum. So we work with a lot of people who have basically, like you, figured out, and I'm not missing my period, but like a borderline am. I think I resonate with these people. And we take the exact same approach. We really, really do. And I think it's a more difficult place to be in where you are, because you have a semblance of a period, and so you're like, oh, well, maybe this isn't me. Now I don't know what bucket I fall into, and now I feel even more lost and even more like a unicorn. And my inability to get pregnant, for example, you didn't say that you were trying to do that, but you know, my inability to get pregnant is more unexplained infertility. And you know, we have people as well who are like, we'll help them recover, and they'll recover to a certain point, and maybe they'll even get a number of periods or like lots of periods, but they're all just like a little bit suboptimal. They're not getting pregnant, or they just can't get their luteal phase past 9 days or something like that. And we're oftentimes really at the ceiling of what they're willing to try to do and change. And it's like, look, we've been doing this for 8 months. You know, they'll say to me, I've been doing this for 8 months, and I just need a break. I just don't think this is, I can do this anymore right now. Because what I'm asking them to do is let go of that tiny little piece that they have, the littlest tip of their pinky on, like, you know, they've never been able to run less than 10 miles a week. Like, we never got the body to a full break and restoration. So those are really, really common instances. And that's just a little insight to like the types of issues that we can come up against when we don't 100% identify with HA anymore. Because someone could have HA, get a period back, it not be great, it'd be like light, it'd be short, but not identify with HA anymore, and now have a hard time justifying why they should do this work, why they should rest, why they should eat. So it is important that you continue to rest and eat, and I think you're on the right track based on what you're saying. And yes, at a height of 153 centimeters, let's see what that is in feet. Even though I am fluent in centimeters, I really am I've been in America a long time now. 153 centimeters to inches for everybody is, no, not inches, to feet. Ugh, Danny. Is 5 foot. So you're littles. And 150. I think that you're probably not, while you're not like, oh my gosh, deathly thin, this ratio makes perfect sense, you know, to be in what would be deemed a quote unquote normal body weight by general society for you. Yeah, no concerns here. Just by the way you've been, the data you've been tracking, the way you're speaking, I really trust your gut just hearing this. Like, you sound clued in. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions, please feel free to follow up. Let me know. Anyone who asks a question, I want to hear the outcome. Let me know how things went. You know, update me. Otherwise, please like and subscribe to this channel. I will be releasing another video next week. Thank you all for hanging in with me. And this is, I got a new phone. I don't know how this is going to look. I can't see it. I don't know how it's going to sound. So if everything sucked and the audio was bad, I'm sorry, and I will fix the next one. Bye. Do 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 do.